So let's talk about my loss today. What's going on, team? It's Ricky here with TechBud Solutions. I hope that you guys are all having an amazing start to the week and maybe a little bit better than myself. My loss today is, again, completely my fault. There was a point today right before market close, right before power hour, where we ran up for SQQQ. We were testing 1890, which, again, it's not rocket science. Looking at previous resistance levels here right when the market opened, and then once again, we touched 1890 and we got rejected both times. But guess what? When we touched 1890 or around 18, I think it was like 1887 or something like that, I got greedy. I wanted to surpass $19. SQQQ hasn't surpassed $19 in quite some time. Let me show you this, right? For the past trading week, we got rejected there, rejected there. We haven't been able to make progress beyond $19. I don't know why I thought that today was going to be the day when the FOMC rate decision is supposed to happen on Wednesday. I earned this loss. That's the best way that I can put it. $1,500 in the red. Again, this is following my $31,000 gain on Friday. So it is a loss, but in comparison to what I trade with and what I can tolerate, it's a pretty minute loss, right? And that's all we can ever try to do is that, just like I said in today's earlier video, our job is not to avoid risk. Our job is simply to manage it, right? To keep it as small as possible. You're never going to be perfect. You're always going to have red days. Our job is simply to keep these losses as manageable as possible. Now, where did it go wrong? Again, there was nothing that, I necessarily could have done better other than locking in profits at an obvious sign of a potential support for QQQ when looking at the 5-minute time frame, right? NASDAQ market still was trading within range. It never showed progress of forming lower lows and lower highs. So in all honesty, I could have ended today about $1,500 to $2,000 in the green if I would have locked in profits right away on SQQQ. And guess what? I could have then entered if I really wanted to TQQQ on the dip buy and made another probably $1,000, $1,500. That's in a perfect world. And again, I'm not a perfect trader. I make mistakes. And today is just a great example of that. I'm happy that I was able to keep my losses relatively pretty small based off of what I trade with, right? I trade with around $500,000. So again, just take that into consideration. But nonetheless, it's not an excuse. It's something that where, again, my job is still to try to keep my losses as much as possible. And today, there just wasn't really much progress. I don't know if you guys felt this way with the overall market today, but based off of the lows that we set and based off of the highs, the market didn't really move beyond those levels, right? So if we look at QQQ and the lows that it set for the day and the highs that it set for the day very early on, there's very little progress beyond that. And then we just gave it all back very quickly, right? The market is consolidating. And this is something that we talked about yesterday. We cannot be surprised. This is probably what I expect the headline to be tomorrow as well. The US stock market, muted gains, right? Pretty much that the market didn't really do much because what are we waiting for? We're waiting for the FOMC meeting this Wednesday at 2 p.m. And I just want to remind you, right? That is what the market's waiting for. Today, if you're a scalper, if you're a quick little day trader and being able to buy the lows and sell the highs, buy the lows and sell the highs, you could have made a couple of bucks, right? But if you're under the PDT rule, maybe those were wasted day trades, right? Because in all honesty, margins were not huge. NASDAQ market literally closed 0.11% in the green. And from overall, highs and lows on TQQQ, if you were a perfect trader from overall lows to overall highs, that was a 2% move. And let's be honest, none of us are perfect, right? So even if you were able to make maybe 1.5%, 1%, at the end of it, our job is to focus on those quality trades and wait for those quality setups. And today just definitely was not it, at least not for me, right? Even if you did end up green, probably you didn't make too much. And it's just not because there's anything wrong with you, but the market just didn't perform, right? A lot of consolidation, direction is unclear, market's uncertain. We have a really important meeting, right? And that's the FOMC meeting that we have on Wednesday, September 20th at 2 p.m. Eastern time. I will be live streaming it for free on the YouTube channel. And according to the Fed rate monitor tool, there's a 98% probability that the Federal Reserve will pause, meaning that they will not raise interest rates. But the last thing that I want to leave you guys with is, I don't know if you guys have seen, but there's a bunch of headlines being made right now that in California, gas at the pump, it's up to $7 a gallon. If any of you guys follow me on Instagram and you see a $7 a gallon pump, right, or gas station, tag me. I would love to repost you. I want to see it firsthand. I don't know if I believe all of these news outlets because that's different, right? That is really going to put these up and coming inflation reports, the CPI data reports, in some trouble, to say the least, right? So if I can see this firsthand from all of you guys, then I might just start preparing for something else with this market. But I really do appreciate you guys' time. I hope that it earned your thumbs up. Please consider subscribing. Again, we're going to be live streaming for free on this YouTube channel, the FOMC meeting on Wednesday, and you don't want to miss out catching and watching the market react to this potential rate pause. And then Jerome Powell is going to be speaking 30 minutes after, and I'll be live streaming all of that for free on this YouTube channel. So make sure you turn on your post notifications. I also want to remind you, I trade live every day for about 30 minutes to an hour. I would love for you to get a taste of what the LPP team gets to experience every single day. So if you want to be able to watch me trade live as soon as tomorrow, click that second link in the description down below, and I'll see you tomorrow at market open for that live trading session. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.